Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor for me to respond today to Nalafem's invitation to participate in the third Nalafem Summit on behalf of my feminist organization, Neges Mao, and to represent my country, Haiti, here in Namibia, the land of the brave. Thank you. The theme of this summit is Women's Right to Lead. I feel the symbolism of speaking under such a theme at a time when my country is at a historic crossroads. A new political transitional council and a new government have just taken over the reins of the country after 9 years without election, a crisis that had lasted for over 6 years, the governance of a political party that in 12 years has led our country into the greatest chaos it has ever known, and the arrival of a multinational force led by Kenya. This crisis in my country means more than 80% of the Asian capital controlled by gangs and just over half of the rest of the country. Tens of thousands of deaths, more than 500,000 entirely displaced people, hundreds of thousands of people who have fled the country, thousands of cases of rape committed by armed gangs since rape is used as a weapon of war against women and girls, 23% inflation, and a drastic decline in the civil and political rights of Asians, especially the Asian women. So you may ask, where are the Asian women in this crisis and at this historic crossroads? Asian women are here. They are on their feet, they are present, they are resilient, they are committed and at the forefront of the battles. As they were in the battle that made my country the first Black republic in the world, inventing freedom and dignity for all those oppressed and enslaved. They resist today as they did within the Ligue Féminine d'Action Sociale in 1934, the first feminist organization in Haiti, at a moment when they were resisting to the American occupation and fight the right to vote for women. Asian women are mobilized and organized today as they were against the 29 years of bloody dictatorship of Duvalier in Haiti. They are on the raw path today as they were on April 3rd, 1986, when less than 2 months after the end of the dictatorship, more than 30,000 women took the street to proclaim Asian democracy will not be built without us. Asian women are involved today in providing urgent response and services to the communities, educating people, creating safe spaces. They are involved in advocacy and political dialogue at national and international level. They are present in mobilization in the street. They are within civil society organizations playing the role of watchdog and making propositions for a better society. But it's not enough. It's not enough because today, as feminists, we are still denouncing a 9-member presidential council with only one woman who can vote. We're still watching to see the minimum 30% quota is respected in the new government instead of having achieved an equitable sharing of power. Because we must remind to the new Minister for Women's Affairs and Rights that renaming this ministry is an achievement of the Asian feminist struggle, that we name this ministry with the word family in it is a reactionary anti-feminist action that wants counter to all the struggle of Asian women. In the midst of this crisis, whose very nature is to hold back the right, the voices, presence, and participation of women, Asian women have been able to assert themselves, to make their realities visible, to be part of the proposed solution, to put their own agenda at the heart of the debate, and today they are beginning to organize themselves to take their rightful place in the next election. This statement is even more significant for me as I'm making it in a country that has achieved 8th place globally on the 2024 Global Gender Gap Index, where the vice president is a woman and she will as a presidential candidate in the election, where you have achieved gender parity in your parliament, and where you have the youngest minister in Africa, a woman. Namibia, You preach by example and excellent. You are a light for all the country like mine that are fighting for effective representation of women in public affairs and political spaces. Today, we, Asian women, are not just demanding sterile representation, but we take over the right to lead, the right to willpower, to influence, to occupy, to impose, and to lead. As a political woman myself, a former candidate in my country, a feminist political activist, I know better than anyone all the barriers that can exist in the path of young women reclaiming their places, but we're not backing down. We create spaces like this one today to show solidarity, to share experiences, and to organize ourselves. It's essential to build bridges between our movement and our countries, to create new ecosystems that centralize our priorities, to value and shed light on a different type of leadership, victories, and impact. Thank you again, Nalafem. Thank you for creating this intersection between women activists and women political leaders from all these countries, and for welcoming my country, Haiti, for inviting Haiti to home, Africa. I leave your beautiful country nourished by the strength, the flame, and the unshakable determination of all these women in this room to rule this world that belong to us too, to reclaim the power over our lives, our bodies, our voices, our countries, and our destinies. From a daughter of the first Black republic in the world to Namibia, the land of the brave, it's women's right to lead. It's women's time to lead. Let's get our power back. Thank you so much.